Hey YouTube, it's Sean, Griffin RC Planes. Happy weekend everybody. So we've got the Avios King Twin 1700, the plane that's taken me nearly, December, January, February, March, 6 months to put together. But I have not been in any big hurry at all and been doing it for you guys. So everything takes quite a bit longer when you're trying to get it on film. And it's fun. I've just been enjoying the process of doing it along with you guys and reading the comments. After we do something, I'll check the comments out throughout the week and on that particular project, and then carry on. And it kind of feels like we're all working together. So last week I Maiden flew it, and I didn't fly it for all that long. A half of the battery pack. I was running short on time. It was starting to get dark, and I knew if I didn't do it then, I was just going to kick myself all week long. I was having to, where I fly, they play sports, and once the sports are over with, then this certain area of the park clears out, and that way it gives me more room. You need more room for a Maiden. You need more room for a 1700 millimeter plane. So I was kind of waiting for the field to clear off and blah, blah, blah. It was starting to get late. And then I had a battery in it at one time, and somebody pulled up in their car and like backed up, and they were watching me, which that happens quite a bit. People park and watch the planes. But I'm like, dang it, I don't need the pressure, for a maiden flight. So then I flew another battery in the extra 300, and long story short is we flew it for a couple laps, and the entire time the nose was just aiming down. I was struggling to keep it level. Now, that could be many, many, many reasons. And when I did get it down on the ground, it landed pretty dang hard. We're just gonna let it go. You guys probably didn't see it or hear it, but it landed so hard that it sounded like it pushed one of the landing gear up right through the bottom of the plane. I mean, it was a bam when it came down, and then I just left it, And anyways, so I say we put a battery in it and cycle the landing gear. We'll flip it over. We'll inspect it for damage, and then I'll kind of talk to you guys on what my thought is and what I think and what we're going to try, and try to maiden it again this coming Sunday in a day and a half. So let's get this bird powered up, and then we'll check it out. Hey, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Make sure you do this guy right here. Select the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. When you do all that, then that lets the algorithm, the big supercomputer at YouTube, know that not only do you guys watch, that you go the extra mile to do those things, and that way they put my videos in front of other people, and then I can help more. So that's the whole plan here. So all right, hey, thank you. Let's get this guy booted up. Hang tight. All right, first things first, let's get a battery in this guy. This is not the battery that I flew with, but this is a battery I have handy that has the same size plug on it, the XT90. That good brand new Velcro with the very sticky. XT90s supposedly will handle 90 amps of current, and their buddy is the XT60. This is a 60, and that is a 90. Do my juggling act. get it far enough forward on my stand so the front landing gear will clear. And then we got the DX9. When I power up the plane, I need to hold the transmitter away just a few feet. We'll go ahead and power it up and drop the gear, and we'll start taking a look at it. All right. We'll sit it down and roll it around a little bit. I noticed a little bit after my hard landing that it was turning one way or the other pretty hard, and I can see that this front wheel's kicked out or turned. We'll look at that when we get it upside down. And there's Simba saying, hey. That's definitely feels a little looser than what it felt like before. I'm gonna turn it off, or unplug it rather. Then we'll get it flipped upside down and get you guys a better shot here. If you want to win a jet like this, all you have to do is subscribe. Click the like button and leave a comment. And then ring the bell so you don't miss my next video. At 1,000 subscribers, we gave this jet away. At 5,000, we're going to give another one. I don't know what it is yet. We'll see when that time comes. So hey, subscribe guys. Happy flying. Okay, so I noticed that front wheel was a little loose, and I had made some, I don't know, see these little round things that were same size as this popsicle stick? I glued 2 on each side of the landing gear here, because when it folds up into this Y that this plastic piece is, and it was wide, and I can move the gear back and forth pretty sloppily. And my little 2 pieces of the popsicle stick really toughened it up and really did a good job, because before it would lean over, therefore it'd make the plane turn. Well, when we had it turned right side up a minute ago, it felt loose. Well, I'm looking right here and I'm seeing that something doesn't look right. And then I started moving this around, and it's loose. Look right down here. So let's so being that this whole thing was moving, that means the part that it bolts into is loose also. And all that is part of the whole floor in there. So I'm looking to see if that wood is cracked or anything. I don't see anything. It looks like we can take out another piece. Whole box is loose. Let me see if I can get you guys in here. Hang on. Okay, so these 2 screws right there and right there, and then we took 2 out. The landing gear looks like it's sitting on a white box that's kind of raised up. That's what seems to be loose, the whole white box. So I'm going to investigate that in a minute. All right, well, I definitely need to address what has broken to make the nose loose. Looks like this piece of decorative foam, you can see the line here. Looks like I can remove it and then really get in there and do some more work. We'll do that in another video. But when I rock the gear back and forth, you can see this whole nose right here. Oop, the other way. Yep, something is loose. So there's part of our damage. All right, we'll check out this gear. That feels firm. I'd say that one's good. This one's got a little side to side in it. Just a little bit, and it may have had that much. Same deal up here. If you want to get in there, you need to cut out this decoration. Let me plug it back up. We'll cycle them. All right, we'll run them up and down a few times. That was normal. You know, that gear might come out in the down position now. Just for thought. And now the front one's stuck. All right, let's talk about the elevator. All right, in the 2-minute maiden flight, I was constantly trying to keep the nose up. Now, that could be of many, many, many reasons. It could be the center of gravity is off, and that's possible. You know, the book is not always right. You guys know that by watching these videos. That somebody will say, hey, I had to put the battery here. That's where I needed it. And that happens a lot. So the center of gravity per the book could be off. My elevator control surfaces, what I feel is level flight, could possibly not be level flight. You know, when I had it set up, I had it kind of, how am I trying to say it? The difference was split. Like, it wasn't a straight shot off the top and it wasn't a straight shot off the bottom. It was in the middle. Of right here. Maybe that is not how this particular plane is supposed to be. All right. I also added quite a bit of weight to this thing. Maybe I need to add more weight. Maybe I just wasn't flying it fast enough. What I think that is most likely the culprit, and I'm going to try that and something else on the next flight, is the safe gains were not high enough. I experienced this with my FMS pits. The same thing. I just kept fighting it. I can't remember if it was nose up or nose down, but it was just a constant struggle. And I finally jacked up the gains for the elevator, and it corrected itself. So you need to find this happy medium for your gains, and the gain is the speed of the sensitivity. How much and how fast is it going to help the plane? If the gains were turned down too low, when I'm expecting Safe Select to help level the plane out, maybe instead of just snap and it's level, maybe it's, okay, I'll help you get level, you know, give me a second, we're working on it. And then I've already caught in a different gust of wind or a different this or that, you know, so maybe it was always, you know, a second behind.
System idle.
And that is a possibility. So I'm going to verify, double, triple check where the elevator control surface needs to be. You know, does it need to be directly centered? Does it need to be, you know, flush off the top or off the bottom? I'm going to verify that. And then I'm also going to increase the gains for the elevator. And then I'm going to make sure that my ailerons and my flaps are all in the position that they need to be in. If the flaps and the ailerons are too far up for whatever reason, well, now we could be having that same problem. You know, I had to fly it in half flap. These are the flaps. The wing tips are not on there. So I had to fly it like that. That was the only way that I could keep the nose up. Right there is, you know, level flight. Then there's a mid flap. And then there's a full flap. I had to fly it in this first flap setting. So maybe when it's in flying mode, maybe they're too far up. Maybe the same with the ailerons. So I'm going to make sure all my control surfaces are exactly how they need to be. I'm going to do my research on that. And I'm going to increase the gains for the elevator. And then I'm going to move my battery back as far as I can, which is only a half an inch. And I also did save as much as what this weighs. I had built this adapter so I could read my battery voltage through the two little wires off this, plugging into the side of the AR637. But I'm using the XT90 instead of the 60. So I just got rid of that. So this eliminated some weight up front. Slide the battery back and double, triple check all the control surfaces and jack up the gains a little bit on the elevator. And that's going to be round 2. And I'm also going to look at the landing gear up front. So that's that. We've assessed the damage. The damage is the nose landing gear. That was the bam that during the hard landing. That was it. So I'll report back, guys. Thank you so much. And don't forget, subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment if you have this plane and maybe you ran into some similar issue. I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, hey, happy flying. You guys are awesome. Until next time, you'll see the Avios King Twin. See you later.